Good evening, good Sunday evening to you. Thank you for joining us again for a beautiful Sunday evening. Wow, this is Hubert McIntosh, your CPA and a member of SOFA. SOFA, the Society for Financial Awareness, with one mission to help eradicate financial illiteracy in America and around the world. I've joined with SOFA to bring that to this community. You know the statistic I shared with you 3 years ago, 2014, FINRA made a statistic that 74% of Americans are financially illiterate. So that was 3 years ago. So ask yourself, do you think that percentage has gone down or gone up? Well, I'll tend to think it has gone up. In our daily doings, when we hear people talk, there are so many illiteracy there in the field of finance. So we are hoping that coming to this community and sharing this, that we as a community will not be in that statistic, okay? That's our goal for coming to you every Sunday night, 9 to 10 p.m. We're on the air for 1 hour every Sunday night, but you have 24/7 access to us. Yes, you have 24/7 access. We have a website, financialliteracy.info. financialliteracy.info, and that website will take you to our media pages. Yes, we have Facebook. You can link directly from the website to the Facebook page. And one of the things we would like for you to do for us, like our page. As you like our page, then the search engines find us better when people are looking for financial literacy. And in addition to liking the page, you can share the page with your family member, your friends, whereas don't keep us a secret. Don't keep us a secret. Remember the saying I always share with you. A candle loses nothing by lighting another candle. So share. Don't keep this good information to yourself. Share it with your family, your friends, your loved ones. I know some of you got millions of friends on Facebook. So share with them. You never know which family you're gonna be helping out. This month, December, we are going to be featuring, we started in November and we're going to continue with the theme. This month, we're going to call Insurance Month. Insurance, because when you look around and you see almost everything insurance is happening in December. You have health insurance, you have Medicare, that's going on also. Life insurance, life insurance you can never forget. We're also going to talk tonight about final expense. I don't know what is happening, but it just seems, I don't know if it's my age, but it just seems like more people are dying. I don't know. I don't know how you feel about that. Is that your experience? Call us. Share with us. We are in the studio. 954-792-1170. 954-792-1170. Call us. Give us your feedback. Give us your thoughts. Share with us your thoughts. This tonight is a very sad, and this weekend, as Jamaicans, a lot of Jamaicans, Golden Crust had become a pillar in the Jamaican community. It's a company where most Jamaicans have become very proud of. In the sense, the food is good, it started out with patties and so forth, and it escalated to different things where basically it's almost a restaurant. You get some very good food at Golden Crust. And earlier this year, I'm not sure if it's earlier this year or late last year, it went to the pinnacle when we saw the founder of Golden Cross came on Undercover Boss. Oh my gosh. I can say Jamaicans were proud. Were proud. Not in the level of the Usain Bolt proud, but it was pretty high up there. Whereas, because normally you see companies that, yes, you don't have any direct connection with them. But when we saw the founder of Golden Cross on Undercover Boss, it made a lot of us proud. So, with that being said, with us being that proud, this weekend was very and continues to be disheartening. Disheartening. We don't know the details. We don't know the details, but the initial report is that the founder committed suicide. Committed suicide in the factory in New York. That is a sad moment. Is a sad moment. So we're just gonna take a 30-second moment of silence. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for putting up with us with that. So, when anytime we lose, you can have compassion, and we have compassion for those who loses their life. We know people lose their life daily, weekly, but anytime you lose one of your own, I think it touches a little bit more anytime you lose one of your own. And one of the hardest thing to deal with is when you lose that one by them taking their lives. Suicide is one of those things that it's a mystery. It's a mystery to us in the sense that you see someone and it looks like they're living life to the fullest. And even some of us, when we see others living life to the fullest, sometimes you even wish you were that person. Sometimes you even wish you were that person. But life itself has such challenges in the sense that you see, I don't know which one of the DJ had sing this. I don't know if it was a Buju Banton song. It says, "He who feels it knows it." The words, some of the words go, "You see the glimmer and the glitter, and you think a bed of roses. He who feels it knows it." Sometimes we never know what people are going through. So we can have compassion. We can have compassion for people. And sometimes we tend to judge. Sometimes we tend to judge. Sometimes we tend to judge. I remember a couple of years ago, there was this minister from the Bahamas. A lot of people got to know him, Miles Monroe. Miles Monroe died in a plane crash. It was a very sad moment. But what was even more sad was people would make comment that if he didn't own an airplane, he wouldn't have died. That is just, when we look at things, that is just so inconsiderate. Because you never know. You never know. You never know. So with that being said, I just wanted to reflect. I just wanted us to reflect on that, because I know I can't say, well, the entire, but a large part of Jamaica and Jamaicans are mourning the death. So we do wish the family and friends condolences, and as they prepare, to celebrate the life of their loved ones. So, with that being said, we'll move over into life insurance. You know, this gentleman, so far, the report said he committed suicide. So we're not going to focus on the suicide part. We're going to talk about the death part. And you have heard me say it. Death is not a very easy topic. Death is probably, I would almost rank it. I have not done an official survey, but I would think if you do a survey of 10, 100, or 1,000 people, the hardest topic to discuss is death. Yes, the hardest topic to discuss is death. And one of the things as a professional, as you know, I'm a CPA, financial advisor, insurance agent, enroll agent, tax professional. One of the hardest thing in understanding in my professional career is why so many people don't have life insurance. It's a baffling question. We can try to figure out, some people say, well, people don't have life insurance because life insurance is a love product. But I don't know. I don't know if I want to accept that answer, because I see people and I know people and I know they love their wife. They love their children, especially in our community as Jamaicans. I know they love their wife. They love their children. And sometimes you ask those people, do you have any life insurance? And the answer you get back is no. But they can't give you the reason. There's one ridiculous reason that's out there. There's one ridiculous reason that some of them give you. But when someone gives you that reason, that's I think that reason is just a fluff off reason, where you have a common reason out there where a man will say, well, he's not going to have life insurance because if he goes, then his wife is going to take his money and take care of her next man. I hear a lot of men use that, but I just think that's a cop-out answer, in the sense that they don't want to give you the real answer, so they just give you that, and they even think it's humorous. But if any of you believe that and you think it's humorous, I basically pity you. And I'm saying that from the bottom of my heart. I pity you, especially if you have children. If your belief is that the wife or even the baby's mother, then say if it's not even a wife, if you believe that that woman is gonna take that money and take care of another man instead of the children, then that is why we have this program, because those statements or those beliefs is coming from an ignorant or an illiterate point of view. And when I say illiterate, I mean illiterate in finance. I'm not using the word as a derogatory term. It's just a term where lack of knowledge. Sometimes someone just don't understand. So sometimes they make a decision based on some false perception. So, because it's sad, especially, and I know tonight is the debt. I think it's just, I know I was going to speak about a life insurance and other insurance. I'm dedicating the month of December to insurance. But this suicide kind of infuriate me. And I'm not even focused on suicide in the sense, but as a community, I spoke yesterday to a group of seniors. I was at this church yesterday. I spoke to a group of seniors. They had their annual seniors luncheon. Oh my gosh, it was such a beautiful event. Those seniors came out, and the qualification there was for 60 and up. You had people there from 60 years old to 95-year-old. They didn't mention that there were any centenarians there, but there were people up to 95 years old. And let me tell you, those seniors look good. They look good. I was the main speaker at the function. Seniors look good. But when you're speaking with seniors, yes, you can speak encouraging and you speak love, but you also have to speak reality. And sometimes when you speak the reality, sometimes the reality is not easy to deal with, because when you get to a certain age, there are certain things that bound to happen. You grow older, health is gonna decrease. It's just a natural fact. Health is gonna decrease. So we are talking about health insurance also tonight. Health is gonna decrease because what happens? The bones and the limbs gets weaker. The bones and the limbs get weaker. But one of the things that has escalated within the last 5-10 years in my experience is memory care. Alzheimer's and dementia has increased rapidly. When I say rapidly, I mean rapidly. The other day I was at a breakfast function at an assisted living facility, and they had four buildings. Two of the buildings were ALF rooms, assisted living facility rooms, and two were memory care. Well, they had to convert one of the building that was assisted living to memory care because the demand for memory care has increased. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's in the water we're drinking. I don't know if it's in the food we're eating. I don't know what it is. But memory, loss of memory, the decline in memory has increased. We are even dealing with that in our own family. I've shared with you, when I talk about these things, I'm not just talking about people outside there. It's even people within the family. So what the challenge with that? When memory care, when memory is when a senior is losing memory, there are challenges that comes along with that, because mom or dad is at home and the memory is going. Sometimes they need 24-hour care. And think about that for a minute. 24-hour care. Do you know how expensive 24-hour care is? So you have a mom or a dad, and then they have children and grandchildren. Ask yourself, who is available to stay with mom and dad 24 hours? Who's available? So what happens? Sometimes mom or dad need a memory care resort. But then you ask yourself, yeah, mom or dad needs it, but it can't be just you just need it and you just think you're gonna get it. This particular place I was, the memory care rooms were $5,500 a month. I've spoken to you guys about this before when I spoke about long-term care. So here it is. I'm bringing it up again. I just experienced this 2 weeks ago. The memory care rooms were 5,500. So do the math. 5,500 times 12. You're talking about $66,000 a year. $66,000 a year. And I share with you what Social Security, the highest Social Security, the highest average Social Security is $3,500 a month. $3,500 a month is the highest. Yes, you'll see some people, because they have been on there a while, they'll be at $4,200 or $4,300 a month. But the highest average for Social Security is $3,500. So here's the point I'm trying to make. Can you imagine if that senior who's living on Social Security has a memory care problem? Do you see what's happening here? Let's break it down. 3,500. That is if the person is at the highest Social Security. 3,500. They need memory care. This memory care resort that I mentioned to you is 5,500. That's a $2,000 deficiency. But then you say, okay, they can't afford that. Somebody's gonna stay with them at home. All right. So let's discuss it. Who's gonna stay? Who's gonna stay at home? Who's gonna stay? That's the elephant in the room. Let's discuss the elephant in the room. Who's gonna stay at home? Who's gonna stay at home? Who? The daughter? The son? The wife? Or the spouse? Because it could be a female or a male. The spouse is gonna stay at home. All right. Okay. So the spouse is staying at home. Where is the provision coming from? Who is bringing in money? Who's bringing in money? 24/7. This person needs 24/7 care. So if it's the spouse at home, when does the spouse sleep? You know, it seems like I'm harping on this, but I'm just preparing. I'm just pointing these things out to you. Because sometimes we think that it's not going to happen to us. But what is happening? I've shared the statistic with you. By 2050, I shared this with the seniors yesterday also. They were blown away with what I'm going to share with you now. By 2050, there will be 4 million centenarians. That's 4 million people who are 100 years plus. 4 million. So let's do some math. We're now at 2017, right? 33 years from now is 2050. Follow me now. Don't let me lose you. 33 years from now is 2050. Inflation right now is averaging 3% per year. You with me? 33 years, inflation averaging 3% per year. So let's take that 33 times 3. Did you get 99? So in 33 years, if inflation is losing 3% every year, if we just do a simple math, yeah, it may work out different if we do it algebraically, but we're just doing a simple arithmetic math. 33 times 3 is 99. Do you see what's happening to the buying power of the dollar? Because the other part of that statistic that says 4 million people are going to be centenarians, 4 million. The other part of the statistic is the scary part. It says 99% of the 4 million will have run out of money. Do you see why? Look at what I just shared with you. Do you see why? Because if you are getting a certain amount of income, so we take that senior who is 67 this year, they just started Social Security. In 33 years, they're going to be 100. Whatever the Social Security is paying or whatever income is coming in, the buying power is they're losing 3% buying power per year. And that is what's happening. So someone will say, well, Social Security, you're going to have COLA. Well, have you spoken to a senior lately? COLA is touch and go. COLA is cost of living adjustment. That's touch and go. In the last 2 years, 1 year COLA was 0. The year before was 1.2. 1.2 and 0. So what's the average over 2 years? 0.6. So COLA is 0.6. But inflation is 3% per year. So that means in 2 years, inflation was 6, but COLA was 0.6. Folks, do you see what I'm talking about? So how do we combat that? We combat it with long-term care insurance. Long-term care insurance. But then again, so the question that you are now faced with, the cost of long-term care insurance. The cost of long-term care insurance. Long-term care has gotten now, whereas the leader, believe it or not, the leader in the long-term care industry, the leader, the company that was the leader 2 years ago is not even offering new long-term care. And everybody heard that company. Oh my gosh, you're just talking. Everybody heard about John Hancock. But John Hancock came out of the market 2 years ago. They're still honoring the plan that they currently have, but they are not taking new ones on. So this is why you hear me keep telling you, you need to speak to professionals, because there are options. You now have life insurance that has long-term care rider. It has some kind of long-term care. Well, the insurance company don't like when you say long-term care, so let me correct myself there. It has chronic care rider. Chronic care, not long-term care, but it has chronic care where a senior cannot do 2 of the ADLs. That's the activities of daily living. That's where chronic care. So you have life insurance. You have life insurance that has chronic care. And some people is going to hear that, well, the only type of insurance with chronic care are cash value insurance. But that's not true. That's not true. You have term life insurance that also has chronic care rider. So it is very important and imperative that when you're speaking to a professional insurance agent or insurance professional, you ask these questions. Wow. I looked at the clock. Oh my gosh. I tell you, the fastest hour of the week is Sunday night, 9 to 10. So with that being said, stick and stay with us. We are in the studio. The number is 954-792-1170. 954-792-1170. I'm going to step away for a short commercial break. We will be right back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Thank you for sticking and staying. This is Hubert McIntosh, your CPA, a member of SOFA. SOFA, the Society for Financial Awareness, with one mission: to help eradicate financial illiteracy in America and around the world. I've joined with SOFA to bring it to this community, as we can only do it one community at a time. So we are on every Sunday night, 9 to 10. We have created a website, financialliteracy.info. Financialliteracy.info. Going to the page, you can get to our media pages. There's a link there for social media, for Facebook. You can get to Facebook, like our page, share with your family, share with your friends. We also have a Twitter page. You can go there. You can tweet. We will respond to you. We also have a YouTube. Yes, we have a YouTube channel. With the YouTube channel, what we recommend is that you subscribe. What has happened? So we have been on the air for 11 months. You know, this is the first Sunday in December. Wow, I forgot to mention that. So 11 months we have been on. 11 months, and we want to thank each and every one of you. Some of you have been with us since the beginning. You were at the train station with us when the train took off. You came with us. Some of you came on the train at different stops. But we just want to thank each and every one of you that's on this train. It's the financial literacy train. Wow. And our goal, as you have always heard me say, is to help eradicate financial illiteracy and to help each and every one of you develop a personal economic model. Remember, I kept saying to you, your model is not necessarily going to be like your neighbor. Your model may not even be like your best friend. Each person model is different. So it's imperative that you identify your personal economic model. Last week we had a financial planning workshop in Palm Beach Gardens, and there was a gentleman. He came to the workshop, and he came to the workshop. He says, "Listen, I'm not interested in hearing about the workshop. I've already checked you guys out." The gentleman says, I am retiring December 31st. He already made up his mind. He says, I'm retiring December 31st. I just come for you guys to tell me if I have enough money. He just wants to know if he's going to run out of money. So what am I saying to that? So why do I interject that? It's just to show you that you have people out there, they're planning, they're seeking professionals. This guy have a good idea that he has enough, but he wants that confirmation. He wants that confirmation because what he kept saying is that, yes, I know the amount that I need, and based on what I have, that I'll be able to sustain myself. He says, but there's an unknown. He says, I don't know how the taxes gonna affect me because the tax can decrease. Yeah, so I just interject. That's part of what we do also in helping you develop your personal economic model. But this month we're talking about insurance. The entire month is dedicated to insurance. So on the other side, remember we're in the studio, 954-792-1170, 954-792-1170. So we are here to take your calls. And also remember, make a note. Remember, I didn't tell you this before. We have a direct line for you. 754-366-7311. 754-366-7311. So we have a direct line. You can reach us. And also, I started saying that on the other side and I forgot. Please pardon me. We have a YouTube channel. And I was saying we recommend that you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Why subscribe? When you subscribe to the channel, and it's totally complimentary, it's free, there's no cost. When you subscribe to the channel, anytime there's an update on the channel, then it's going to notify you because you're signing up. All it asks you for when you sign up, I think it's your first name and your email address. And then what happens, it notifies you via your email. I think that's all it is. Because, so what I want to point out is all the shows, every single show that we have done since January 1st is recorded. It's on the YouTube. It's on the YouTube channel. So you can check out each show. Every show is there. Every show we talk about a lot of different stuff. We talk about Medicare. We talk about long-term care. We talk about tax planning, mortgages, reverse mortgages, regular mortgages, social security planning, tax planning, Roth IRA. We have an entire library of all financial stuff. Yes, the program is financial. That's what we're focusing on. Financial, so we encourage you to check out the YouTube channel, okay? And you can find that directly from the website, financialliteracy.info. So let's go back to what I was saying about this chronic care, because it's a very critical moment what we're going through with memory care increasing, the loss of memory increasing. In that, I was pointing out to you that you have life insurance, because sometimes you also have the long-term care insurance. You have the long-term care insurance, but what happens is sometimes people are hesitant to just buy a long-term care insurance by itself, because the long-term care insurance, it just looks like that's the only benefit. But there are more to it, and tonight we're not gonna go deep into long-term care. But I just want you to be aware of you have life insurance that has chronic care rider. So this is now for the people who I was talking to about where you're hesitant in buying life insurance because you're thinking that life insurance is only for when you're dead and it's the people that you leave behind gonna benefit. You're not gonna benefit. But that's not true. Life insurance has lots of living benefits. Yeah. Life insurance has living benefits. Living benefits. One of the living benefits I mentioned to you is what I just spoke about. Chronic care. Chronic care. Chronic care is one of the living benefits, because a lot of these people that's in an assisted living facility or an assisted living resort or in a memory care resort, these people are not dead. Come on, I don't want you to pronounce these people dead. They're not dead. They just have some medical challenges. So we're not going to take them and throw them away. Come on, we can't expect to do that. But that's one of the living benefits. Other living benefits of life insurance. You have life insurance that can help supplement your retirement income. Yes. Remember, I give you the example regarding the Social Security. The Social Security, the highest average is around about $3,500. That, if your lifestyle was that, yeah, that's fine. But if you had a higher lifestyle, how can $3,500 do it? But say it's an equilibrium with your lifestyle, then what if something happens to you? What if one of these chronic things happens? You have so many illnesses that one can get without dying, because even though illness is no respecter of persons, the older we get is the closer we get to ailments. We're gonna have ailments. We can't do at 60 what we used to do at 40. Our bones are weaker. The different parts in our body, our blood is not pumping as strong as it used to. Things gonna happen. So living benefits, you also have life insurance where you can, if it's structured properly, it can even help you with college planning. Yeah. So these are what I'm talking about. There are different things with life insurance. So don't just write off life insurance as death insurance, whereas the person has to die to get benefit. No. So I just want to point that out. So since I mentioned that, another insurance I want to talk to you about before I get into the health insurance part for the under 65 and the over 65, which is Medicare, I want to talk to you also about final expense. Yep. I know it's not a comfortable topic, because we don't want to talk about it, because none of us like that word. Expense, we can deal with. We can deal with the word expense, even though it's a challenge, because expenses decreases your income. But we can deal with that. But it's the other word we don't like. We don't like that final word. Yeah, that final word messes our mind up. We don't like it. But folks, here's the truth. We all will have to deal with it. We all will have to deal with it. And let me correct myself there, because I said we all have to deal with it. We all have to deal with the dying. The problem I want to talk to us about is the final expense. What is happening, especially in our community, is very sad. And let me tell you why it's very sad. Because a lot of us, we are not making any preparations, and we just assume, and we just, yes, I know this is tough, but it's tough love I'm administering tonight. I know we don't want to deal with it, but guess what? Guess what? Here's the reality of life. Somebody will have to pay that final expense. Somebody will have to pay it. So if you did not make preparation, then you're just leaving it for somebody else. So let's stop and think about that for a minute. How considerate is that? How considerate is that? You know, many a times you go to a funeral and you see people crying, you see people mourning, you see people wailing. Do you know a lot of times you see those people wailing and mourning? You know what we'd love to believe? That most of those people, or all of those people, are mourning and wailing because they miss the person. Let me tell you, it is so sad. A lot of times, the people who are wailing the most, don't get me wrong, I am not being not uncompassionate here in the sense that saying that people don't mourn. But a lot of times, the people that you see mourning the loudest, a lot of things going on inside. Sometimes it's guilt. Sometimes the person was sick. That person didn't even go to visit. And that pain. But we're talking about expense. Let's talk about the expense. You know, some of us, we have this attitude that, oh, when I die, somebody will have to bury me. So I'm not gonna make any preparation. Folks, that's not what we want. That's not what we want. We look and we see on Facebook, people setting up GoFundMe page. And granted, I know that some people cannot afford it. Those are not the people I'm talking about. I'm talking about the person where with just a little sacrifice, they could have taken that money, gotten some final expense insurance or some type of life insurance that will help with the final expense. But they did not, because they said that, oh, I'm just gonna leave it. Somebody will have to bury me. Folks, come on, we can do better. We can do better than that. We don't have to be that inconsiderate. We can do better. As a community, we can do better. So I am pleading and I am beseeching you, at least start checking out. Check out what it will cost. Check out what it will cost. Because sometimes it's $30, $20 a month. Sometimes $30 a month, $40 can help reduce that burden you're gonna leave with your family, whether it's a spouse, whether it's your siblings, whether you just such a small sacrifice. And I'm saying this, I don't want you to get this misconstrued where I'm saying this to you because I want to sell you something. I didn't tell you I'm selling you anything. I want to educate you. Go on the internet. Go search. Go search. Search on the internet. I just want you to get something. Get something so we don't leave our family member with such stress, such burdens. We can help. Wow. I think I flogged that horse enough. I think you got it. So we're going to move to the next two topics now. Health insurance. Health insurance. Wow. Health insurance in this country have changed a lot in the last 6 years. Health insurance have changed a lot in the last 6 years. I gave you guys some information last week. I must apologize. I gave you some wrong dates. Last week, I told you the final date to get your health insurance was February 28th. I apologize. That information was wrong. It used to be February 28th. It has changed. The last date to get health insurance is December 15th. Yep. It's sad. December 15th. We're not going to get into the politics of it. I'm just giving you the information. The last date to get health insurance is December 15th. I found that out last week after I was on the air with you. I found that out this week. A friend of mine, I'm talking with him and I mention it and he says, "No, Hugh, you're wrong, man. It's December 15th. I said, "When did that happen?" We promised not to get into the politics, right? So we're not going to get into the politics. But it happened this year. December 15th is the last date to get regular health insurance. You may be able to get group insurance with a company, or sometimes you have these special enrollment, different circumstances. If you had insurance and you lost insurance, then you can get it. But if you didn't have insurance and you just want to go get insurance, you're not going to get it after December 15th. You'll be able to get, sometimes you have short-term care insurance, short-term. And think about that, short-term care insurance. Short-term insurance is very expensive because what the insurance company is looking at, if you just want it for short-term, they're concerned. They don't know if it's because you have a problem with your health and you just want to take it out to just fix this problem. So I spoke with you last week about the pooling of insurance, because what happened is that why the period is short in the sense that they're trying to get, because what has changed is that insurance company cannot look at pre-existing condition anymore. So they have to take everybody. So what happened is when you're taking everybody, you're going to get the good, you're going to get the bad. So that's why the dates are so short. And look at the dates. It was November 1st through December 15th. Only 45 days out of the 365 days. Because what they're hoping to do is to do the pooling so you get the good and the bad so that it can be balanced somewhat. Because if that wasn't the case, then people would just get insurance when they need it. And what could happen there is that the insurance company would just be writing insurance for people who are not healthy. So with that being said, so I just want to make you aware of that, December 15. So contact your insurance professional. Contact your insurance professional. If you don't have any, reach out to us and we'll recommend someone to you. We don't do health insurance ourselves, but we will recommend you to someone good. Okay? So reach out to us if you have any of those questions. The next one we're going to talk about now is Medicare. Medicare is health insurance, but this one now is for the over 65. Normally, let me correct you on this one now. Let me point it. Because normally, Medicare cutoff date is December 7th. It usually be October 15th through December 7th. That has changed this year. Not this year. It has changed since September for, and let me quote it like it says in the rule. The counties, Florida and all counties affected by those 3 hurricanes in September. So why? It's interesting. It says Florida and all counties affected. Because Florida is the only state where all 67 counties of Florida was affected. I believe, and someone can correct me if I'm wrong here, I believe it's the first time we have had where all of Florida was impacted. Previously, we would have West Coast, East Coast, and different parts. I believe this year, don't go out and make any bets on it, but I believe this was the first year where all 67 counties were affected. So Florida, for those of us who are in Florida, you have a full, it's extended to December 31st. So seniors, you still have time to get evaluation of your Medicare, okay? Because so that you know that you are in the best plan. So you still have until December 31st, okay? I know I have a couple of you that I got to see. It's not December 7th, okay? So I have not seen you yet. So don't think, well, I'm derelict because it's extended to December 31st. Okay, remember that. I encourage you to evaluate your plan, contact a professional, speak to a Medicare specialist, because there are options out there to identify if you have the best plan. Okay, remember, you have original Medicare, you have Medicare, you have Medicare Advantage, you have MAPD, Medicare Advantage with prescription drug, you have Medicare Supplement. So get your evaluation to identify if you're in the best situation. Okay, so I want to thank you for joining us. I shared some stuff with you. I've shared some tough love. I love you all. That's why we share these things, because we want to get you educated. It's not about beating you up, okay? It's because of love. So, with that being said, this is Hubert McIntosh, your CPA and a member of SOFA, the Society for Financial Awareness, where we one goal to help eradicate financial illiteracy in America, one community at a time. I've joined with SOFA to bring it to this community on Waves 1170, the heartbeat of the Caribbean. So we just thank you. Have a good evening, and we will see you next week.